Hey, friends.
Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast with your hosts, Nicole
and Hannah. Come join our porch swing conversations.
Filled with lots of faith, hope, and heart. Hey, Hallmarkies. Hannah could not make it for the podcast today, but she will be back on Thursday. I have a very special guest today, my awesome friend, Kristen, and we are going to be recapping the Hallmark Channel original movie, Crown for Christmas, with Danica McKellar and Rupert Penry Jones. It was released on November 27th, 2015, and it was filmed on location in Bucharest, Romania. So, what are your initial thoughts on the movie, Kristen?
Oh my goodness, I love this movie. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, we got Danica McKellar, we got a royal movie, it's Christmas time, and this movie checks all the boxes for me and everything I love in a Hallmark movie. It's such a classic. I really, really enjoy it.
Definitely, me too. So the opening scene, it includes some shots of New York City, and then it cuts to Allie in her apartment, which she lives in with her brother and her sister, and she's working on a painting. Our first segment will be our favorite moments and highlights from the movie. So you want to go first? List some of your favorite moments?
Yes, I wish I could say the whole movie is my favorite moment. I really do love this one. Yeah. But I'll just start from the beginning. I really love when Allie and her siblings are together and her brother and her sister see that there's bills that are past due that they owe money on, and they come together. You see their closeness, this connection that they have as a family, and they come up with a solution, on how to pay the bills. And they hold hands and they say, "We're the Evans."
I love that. That was so cute. That was really sweet.
I love that.
So let's see. I'll talk about my first favorite moment is, of course, Allie and Max's meet cute moment in the hotel hallway with the sewing kit, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really funny.
Yes, what does she say? She gives him like chocolates. And
she offers him chocolates or something.
She's like, "How about a sewing kit?" Yes, but I love at that moment they make eyes, and you can tell.
You can definitely see the chemistry.
Yes, there's that spark.
And then my second favorite moment is, this is before. I believe this is after she meets Max, and Fergus offers Allie the job of governess, and I love how he stays for dinner and comments on her whatever she made for dinner. I can't remember what it was.
Her mulligan stew.
Mulligan stew, yes.
Yes. What are the odds that he would know what it was?
No, right?
It didn't look tasty to me, though.
No, it looked kind of gross.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think before this movie, I'd ever even heard of mulligan stew.
Me either.
Another favorite moment of mine was Allie in the barn talking to Max's horse. I thought that was a really sweet moment, and then he comes in and he's talking to her, and
yes,
I can't remember what they were talking about.
Yeah, they're very flirty in that scene. Yes, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another one is Allie and Theodora in the greenhouse, and she's playing with the worms.
Yeah.
And then
I love that.
I think Theodora asks Allie if she wanted to marry her father or something, or if she was going to marry her father. And she said, "That's not going to happen." And then she said, "What about Santa Claus or something?"
Yeah, I think she says, like, "I have more chance of marrying Santa Claus than your father." Yes, it's so good. I love Allie and Theodora together because
I do too. They have a really sweet relationship.
Yeah, they do. And they establish at the beginning how good she is with kids because she basically raised her siblings.
Yeah.
And so she comes in and she's prepared. She doesn't care about the pranks, She doesn't care about the snake, the fake snake in a room, and the worms,
Yeah, I think I wrote that down for let's see. Yeah, a moment that made me laugh. Allie finding the rubber snake in her drawer, and she says, "So that's the way it's going to be, huh?"
Oh yeah. She's like, I know this. I've been down this road before.
That was hilarious. At the beginning, when Theodora is telling her to kick the ornament inside her dad's office, and then
Yes.
she kicks it and it hits Max in the face.
That was so good because she said, I can do it without any of my hands or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm interested to see how that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And she just kicks it right in there. Oh, that was so good.
And speaking of ornaments, that was another moment I really enjoyed was Allie and Theodora making the homemade ornaments, and then Allie kind of dancing around in the front room or whatever with the garland around her.
Yes, they loved it so well.
And then Mrs. Wick comes in and kind of spoils the fun.
Oh yes, being typical Miss Wick.
Mrs. Wick.
Ugh, the worst.
I know. Let's see. Mrs. Claiborne, Allie, and Theodora singing and making the gingerbread house. That was another cute moment.
I love that too. Yeah, Mrs. Claiborne she was the VIP, the MVP of the movie.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's like, okay, her and Fergus were probably some of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I love Mrs. Claiborne and Fergus. Yeah. They're awesome. I loved Allie and Theodora making the snow angels and then building the snowman and then having a snowball fight with the staff, including Mrs. Claiborne, Fergus, and then Max comes in and starts joining in on the fun. And then, let's see, who was it? Mrs. Wick kind of course, comes in and spoils everything again.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I love the runner of that throughout the movie of the snowball fight.
Yeah.
It happens at the beginning when she's in New York, and then as she's leaving, and the kid comes up and throws it at her car window, and he's like, "Got you last."
Yeah.
Oh man, that is so
good. That was really cute.
Yes.
And I've never really, being in South Carolina, I've never really had a whole bunch of snowball fights and experience the fun of making the snowman.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really snow here in Mount Pleasant because I live near the beach.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing out.
I've made a few, but not very many.
Yeah.
Let's see. This was a really heart-melting moment for me. Theodora and her dad before the ball, and
oh, yeah.
They're talking about her mother, and
yes.
She's wearing the pretty red and white dress. And
yes.
It was really sweet.
That. It is.
Allie and Mrs. Claiborne's scene before the ball. That was a really sweet moment. And she's talking about, or Mrs. Claiborne is talking about, was it her husband, I think?
Yeah.
Or her fiance, or I guess the guy she was dating or something.
Yeah. I think she said that they got married, but he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was a soldier or
something like that.
Or something.
Yeah. Didn't you love that dress that she gave her?
Yes, that was a beautiful dress.
My goodness.
I wonder if she actually kept that dress from.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Because that's a beautiful dress.
Yeah, it was. That was another favorite moment of mine. It was when she walked in with the dress at the ball, and they were all like stunned.
Yeah, and Fergus says something like, presenting Allie from Brooklyn, and then the guy's like, that one guy standing off to the side is like, Brooklyn? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like, what? You've never heard of Brooklyn?
And speaking of the dance or the ball, Allie and Max's dance, and then the first dance with Max and Theodora, those were two really sweet moments as well.
Yes. I love seeing Max become a better father.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts out in the movie, he's kind of rough around the edges. And yeah, I love
trying to do the right thing, but also trying to keep up his responsibilities.
Yeah.
Allie and Max in front of City Hall at the end. I loved that moment.
Oh, yes.
He's like, you had me as going kid or something.
Yes. so
That
good.
was so cute.
Yes, that's a good callback.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And this is totally not related to that scene, but the previous scene we were talking about was Max becoming a better father.
Mhm.
I loved the scene at the end when Chancellor Riggs, tells him, about the mistake he made,
Oh yeah.
not announcing the engagement, and then Celia comes in and she says something about, well, at least I don't have to deal with your daughter or something. Or
Yeah, I think she calls her a brat.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he said something like, "That girl is my daughter."
yeah. Oh man, I did
I
not
love how
like
he stuck
Celia.
up for his daughter instead of Celia.
Yeah.
Our next segment is moments that made us laugh. We've already talked a little bit about this, but what are some of your other moments that made you laugh that you had
Oh my
listed?
goodness. There is a lot. I think Danica McKellar is so witty.
Uh-huh.
She's so good at delivering those witty lines. But I wrote down when she arrives at the castle when she's with Fergus and she's like, "Oh, what a warm greeting."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Tragically, it's not for you." She's like, "Oh."
I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yes, that was so good. And then, of course, when she meets Theodora, when Theodora throws the snowball at her,
I have that listed. Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, you better run."
That was
That
hilarious.
was, yes.
I laugh every single time I watch that movie and then see that scene.
It's
And then
so
everyone kind of looks up like, where did that voice come from?
She's so embarrassed.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna go hide out in my room now.
Another funny moment was when Theodora like drops her bread and Allie picks it up and puts it back on her plate. And she's like, "It's the 3-second rule," and they're all like mortified.
And Chancellor Riggs is like, "Did you just put that roll back on the plate?"
Oh my gosh. So funny. So funny.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a big fan of the 3-second rule.
Yeah. Every time I watch that movie, the scene makes me laugh. So I guess we could go into our next segment, which is moments that made us cry or kind of shed some tears.
Yeah.
The first moment I have written down that made me cry was Allie and Theodora's conversation after finding out she's going to boarding school.
That's what I wrote down too. That's my first one. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
I know.
It's so sad because she just wants to be a family, she just wants to be with her dad, and then she's gonna be sent away. That's like the worst thing for her.
I can't even imagine going off to boarding school.
Oh, I know. Me either.
That would be really, really hard because I'm one of those people that just enjoys being at home with family. And
yes, yeah, me too.
I don't really like to be apart for long periods of time.
Right, yes. Especially at that age, like, she's like, yeah.
Another one I have is Allie and Theodora's conversation about the lost engagement ring.
That is my next one too. Yes. Oh my gosh.
When Chancellor Riggs says maybe it's a good idea that she should go home or whatever.
Yes. I feel so sorry for her.
I know.
Like she pours her heart out for all these people and then they just treat her like that. Oh, it's so upsetting.
Like, really? Allie is not a thief.
No. And that's so cool that we get to see that, like, her integrity at the beginning of the movie. And, she returns the watch. Yeah, and so we know, as the audience, like, she would never do that.
Yeah, and then in a way, I guess it's kind of a callback to the beginning of the movie, maybe, with the watch. I don't know what she was, but I guess the lady that worked at the front desk kind of accused her of stealing the watch or something.
Yeah.
My last moment I have two more. Allie and Fergus and Mrs. Claiborne's scene before Allie leaves.
Oh,
and
yes.
she's giving them, I guess she's giving, Allie is giving Mrs. Claiborne and Fergus her Christmas gifts to them.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then she says, I never dreamed that halfway around the world I'd make such good friends.
Yes. So sweet.
And it's really true. I mean, especially nowadays with technology and
Right. Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram, and
Yes.
especially, I mean, you can make friends from all over the world. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
and then of course, Allie leaving was another moment that made me cry.
Yeah, me too. And also when she gives the ring back to Max, that whole scene with Theodora, she's so afraid, Oh man.
Yeah, she doesn't want to leave.
Yes. That was
It would be very hard to leave, especially after staying in a beautiful castle like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Our next segment is favorite lines and quotes. So what were some of yours that you have written down?
So I wrote 2 down. The first one is when Allie says in front of I think it's when they're eating dinner, like when Theodora's roll falls. And she says, Merry Christmas to those who have seen us at our best and our worst and can't tell the difference.
I loved that too. That was a great line.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then, of course, the end when he says, you had me at sewing kit. I love that line.
That was a great line.
Yes.
Great line. I think another line from that dinner that I wrote down was, if there's Christmas in your heart, then there is most definitely Christmas in the air. And that's Max said that.
Oh, yeah.
After Allie's toast.
Yes.
At the ball, I have when Allie and Max are dancing and they're getting ready to dance. And he walks over to her and I think she says something. And then he offers his hand to dance. And then she says something else. And then he says, I think I'd rather dance with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she says, Fergus hasn't danced or something like that.
Yeah, she says something about Fergus, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I think I'd rather dance with you.
And then
funny.
during the dance, she says, as they're staring into each other's eyes, she says, I'll definitely remember this for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah.
That was really sweet.
That is sweet. I don't think anybody would be able to forget dancing with a king.
No, not at all. And I think that's it for favorite quotes. And I think that almost rounds out our recap. Man, that went fast.
Yeah, we flew through those pretty quickly.
So now I think we're going to do a little trivia from the movie. So do you want to start first with your first question, or do you want me to go?
I'll go first.
Okay.
And so let's see. What song does Allie and Theodora and Mrs. Claiborne sing when decorating the gingerbread house?
Oh, goodness.
Is it Deck the Halls? Is it Oh Christmas Tree? Or is it Jingle Bells?
Is it A, Deck the Halls?
No, it's Oh Christmas Tree.
Oh, man. All right. My first question is, what country is Syria from? A, France, B, Italy, C, Luxembourg, or D, Belgium?
Oh, man, I know they said this a couple of times. Is it? Oh, it's Luxembourg. Yes, okay.
You got it right. Lady Celia of Luxembourg was her title in the movie.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Your next question?
Okay. How much money did Fergus offer Allie in the beginning of the movie? Is it $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000?
Is it 5,000?
Yes.
Yay! I got it right. My next question is, how old is Theodora? A, 10, B, 8, C, 11, or D, 9?
Okay, this one I think I know for sure, and it's 10. A.
Yeah, you got it right.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, my last question is, where is Max and Celia going to go on their honeymoon if they were to have gotten married? Is it Paris, the Maldives, or Hawaii?
The Maldives.
Yeah.
I remember that very clearly.
Yeah, it's a very quick little line that she, I think
she's like, I love the Maldives.
Yeah.
And her accent, I'm not sure what kind of accent I would call Luxembourg, but
I guess just English. I don't know.
I guess British.
Yeah.
Luxembourg is in between Belgium, Germany, and France. So I guess I mentioned.
Okay. Yeah.
My last question is, what kind of gift did Allie give Fergus and the rest of the staff for Christmas? A, portrait drawings, B, paintings, C, coffee mugs, or D, Christmas socks?
It was portrait drawings.
Yes, you got it right. All right. I think that rounds out and completes our recap of Crown for Christmas, starring Danica McKellar and Rupert Henry Jones. It was great having you on the podcast, Kristen. You'll definitely have to come back.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Hallmarkies. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great afternoon or night, wherever you are in the world. Bye.